I wait till you I share it on my page too.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I tagged the
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
I
cool,
tagged.
cool.
I don't move this and stuff. Let's see. Get the mangoes. Hey y'all, I'm doing an interview with More Than the Masters podcast. So y'all tune in, share, go like the page, tune in. We're warming up. If you have any questions, you can ask. Man, I don't know how to start that. I do that with all my interviews. It's like people start getting crazy with the.
Yeah, but a lot of people trying to do it now too. I don't know if I see some I like and see some like look weird, but
Yeah.
I feel like I don't bash nobody that doesn't do what they gotta do.
Right. Just keep it going. Toots. Okay, okay.
Mic check. Check the mic for me real quick.
Oh, mic check. Oh, I love it when people get to say that.
Yeah.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Because last thing you want to do is you want to have a whole thing and then like you don't hear nothing.
What's up, Toots?
Should be good.
What you up to?
Alright, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Alright, One Masters Podcast. I'm your host, Megan Cross. Got a special guest in the building with me today, Kay Turner. That's your name, right? You still Turner, right?
Nah, yeah, I'm still Turner. Kay Turner, yes.
That's a famous name around town. You know?
I think I'll always keep my last name. It's just.
Yeah, I think whoever married, they have a choice now. You can get someone with that name so you can't even.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
Oh,
at
so
this point.
A little bit real quick before we get into the person I got. Just tell people about yourself a little bit, like what you do. I could read the thing. That's what I was saying. I was sending by what you sent me. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh, okay. Yeah, and I was trying to be brief.
I just liked it. It was like it was mad thing. It was short, but it was still like
to the point.
There,
Yeah. I'm real big on like being straight to the point yet specific.
Yeah.
So I'm Kay Turner. I'm a beauty brand entrepreneur. So I'm a salon and spa owner and an educator. So that's what I basically.
Well, yeah, I want to ask that before I get to the spots. I got a lot of questions for that, but the educator, what is like? How does one get to be that? Like.
Okay, so basically, I gotta get comfortable. Right. So basically, what I mean by educator, I'm a licensed educator. So the same strategies that I went through to become a licensed cosmetologist, I went back and got my educator license. So therefore, the same person that taught me, I'm capable of teaching others when it comes down to education. Well, cosmetology.
Okay.
So I can actually, I'm licensed to teach. I can go teach for Augusta Tech, any university that offers the cosmetology program, as well as like high school. I can teach at a high school as well.
What made you want to get into like that specific, or did that come with wanting to own a spa and salon?
Yeah, it does. I also feel like me and myself and my personality, teaching for me is like super huge. I know it had always been a passion, and the biggest thing for me is to also share like what I've learned to others, and because it's just going to cosmetology school is like simple and straight to the point, and it's about the books. And so it became a passion. It definitely became a passion to be able to teach others like the ropes.
Like how long is that process? Like the school walk? I know like for a doctor it take a long time.
Yeah, doctor. Yeah.
Lawyer, like,
right.
College school, like is it long or does it depend on the person?
It definitely does depend on the person. It is lengthy, but not as lengthy. It's a trade, so it's not as lengthy as it would be as far as a doctor. So anywhere between a year or a year and a half, for if you're consistent and you're in school. So.
Just do you think that maybe what's somebody, you know how in the neighborhood you grow up, it's somebody that know how to do hair at a young age, or you've been doing it for a long
yeah,
time.
that was me.
So by the time you went to school, you already been doing hair anyway. So
right, I had already been doing hair. I've been doing hair since I was 10. I was braiding at 10, like straight making bank. I was braiding my mama hair. I was legit one of those. My birthday presents and Christmas gifts was hair. I had my first stove in 8th grade, so I was like frying and dying like super early. So I definitely get that question. So when I went to school, it was like I had the talent for it. A lot of people have to, when you learn a trade, you have some people who have a niche for it, and then you have some people who have to really learn and practice at something. So for me, it was really like instilled in me, and it wasn't something that I had to learn. I had to learn more. I was gaining more knowledge basically when I went to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you was taking, what you already could do, just like
yeah, exactly. Like I was increasing.
It's almost like, I don't know if it's not the same thing, but it seems like somebody know how to fix things, right? But then they go to school to
like
fix
a mechanic.
Something. So now you know what the right tool,
the right terminology.
Yeah, the right terminology. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I work at a hardware store, and the plumbers and stuff will come in there.
Yeah.
And they be saying words, so I'll hit the word in, and I'm like, I can't find it because it's not the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I know they didn't go to school for it. So
is it?
Cool.
Like when people say perm, but they really mean to relax it, I get what you're saying.
See, I don't even know the difference when I say. I just know that one look nice and the other one it look nice, but it's like it's rough nice.
It's a whole nother level. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess natural. I don't know. That's the word. That's the correct word to use these days.
Right. So you just kind of learn like how to polish your craft and learn more in depth, like the education side, because I didn't know it all. I had the craft, but I didn't know the science behind it, and I think that's the underestimate of the cosmetology field. It's so much like in depth when it comes down to like going to school for it.
Was that hard? Like, was it hard to like be in a class? I don't know how your class was, but like say you just feel like I'm the best beautician in class anyway. You know what I'm saying? I can't really do what I can do.
No.
But they're not known. Like it makes somebody like be smarter, like no more time.
Right. Yeah.
But they can't really do what you can do.
Right. You know what? That never was a problem for me because I was always kind of like in my own little world. No. So for me, I knew what my objective was. My objective was to, if they said something was hard, it was like, okay, I'm gonna master it. Like, I think the biggest thing for the black community, and that a lot of people don't speak on, was color and cutting. For the black community, not saying that everybody can't do it, but it was really, that's something that other communities, like, they're known for, you know. Yeah. So back in the day when I went to hair school, it was like, oh, hell no. Like, I ain't fooling with the color. I'm going to do the basics. I'm going to put the little cap on there. Or when it came down to cutting, it was like, I'm going to do the basic level. So I think for me, it was just whatever they said, whatever the stereotype was, I wanted to make sure that I was the one that conquered it. Like, okay. And I think that was like a biggest thing for me to being a teacher, because I wanted to teach other people, like, nah, you can do it too.
So with being a teacher, like, as an owner of a salon, right? Do you have to have other beauticians in there, or like how does that work? I know like with a barbershop, you got the owner and you got other barbers in there a lot of times. Right. Is that the same thing here, or not even here, but just in general, or is it?
In general, to be honest with you, it's no matter what you do, it's just a matter of if you want employees, if you don't want employees. Okay. So the hair salon business is like that as well. You have some people that are independent, that work by themselves, that own the salon. Then you have other individuals that own the salon with employees. So as far as my business, I have employees.
Okay. And I don't know if it's the same thing, but I know like in barbershop, a lot of times, and I guess it might not be the same for you because you said you've been doing hair for a long time. And I guess when I go to, not the same too, but the barbershop I go to, like the owner, he is pretty much, you can say he's like the best barber in there, you know. So even though he's not black,
gotcha. Yeah.
He's the one I go to.
Right.
Because he's too good, he can't take walking. He just said, I ain't got time for that. I can't do that.
It sound like me.
Yeah, I can't set an appointment up because when I did it twice, I was on like 19 and I missed both. I felt bad, so I was like, I didn't go to you no more.
Right.
You know? Yeah. But a lot of times I've been involved with it. The owner is like not the best either. Like it's the person you just don't want to go to. It's almost like maybe it was half downtown or something like that.
Yeah.
So is that like a thing? but then salon, like that way you want to own one? Like, did you feel like maybe you might be a better beautician? And I don't know if it's a competition thing inside salons where just because the owner might feel like they're better, or a person that's a beautician in the salon within itself like feel like they better. I see a lot of issues in barbershops like that happen. You know what I'm saying? They feel like he don't cut hair, he don't do this.
Right.
I don't know why, but it's like that. Is that with men it could be different because it's the ego thing with men.
No, that's right. I feel like pride exists in every gender, so therefore, no matter the profession, it is present. So I do feel like that's totally right. I do experience that, and I have. However, it's not really effective because I'm not that type of leader.
Okay.
You know, so I've seen I get what you're saying as far as like people feeling like they have something to prove or anything like, nah, that's not my issue or anything like that. But I do see that it is present. My motive behind owning was like that was a dream for me. Okay. So it wasn't like I should do it because I don't know. But like I said, I've been doing hair since I was little, so therefore it's just like if you have somebody my bad.
No,
it's just like
you going live, so like, we also stop and if they ask a question, you know.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I ain't even
they
looked
ask
at
something, go ahead. I'll look at it here and there too, so if they ask me, I try to answer it, or try to ask you so you can answer it.
Gotcha. But yeah, as far as like you know, like being an actual business owner, it's just like somebody growing up saying, I want to be a basketball player, growing up saying, I want to be a doctor. That's something they're going to actually pursue when they become grown. So for me, my world has been the beauty field. So when I became a salon owner, it wasn't anything personal, like, oh, I want to say I own a salon, or oh, I want to prove that I'm better. It was just, you know, this is my actual dream. Yeah, so the moves that I make is like, this is all me. It's not to prove anything. It's not for anybody else. This is just like, this is my thing.
You make a good point. We talked all before we started this, and I wanted to bring this up, but you said that beauty is all your thing. And I remember when I moved down here, it was 2005. I want to say 2005. I was going to 10th grade, and from what I knew you from, it wasn't like. I mean, I ain't saying because you did dress up, so I can't say you wasn't a girly girl, but I knew from playing basketball. Like you played basketball.
Yeah.
That like so even now when Neil tagged you when he in a post, I didn't know you were doing all that stuff. I mean, I didn't think you playing basketball either. But, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what you were doing.
No, I ain't shooting no shots.
Because you pretty much stopped, but you played. That's
right. I really did. And I started JV. Yeah, it's like super.
You played a lot too. You played a lot. Then my mother now, also when you played, like your hair was always done too. Yeah. I remember we had to watch our games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not saying a bad thing, but you know.
Right.
That wasn't the best, but you and Sasha was very good. I was very good.
That was my dog.
Yeah, she wore ponytail, but you had your hair.
Yeah. I used to be so serious. Like,
you was for real. At the free line, and then you had duck feet. So
everybody talked about my duck feet. Shout out to everybody that acknowledged that.
But then you was a dancer. Like.
Right, I definitely danced. Dancing did become my passion, so I did like retire all sports. But I'm a tomboy at heart. Okay. Like I have 5. It's 5 of us growing up, so I definitely love sports. But dancing was a big passion for me. So by the 11th grade, I kind of was like, all right, I'm gonna just focus on that hair.
That's funny because like. Alright, so when I ask, you know, I always talk to my listeners or people that I'm talking to about the podcast and know about it, and ask who my next guest is, I'll tell them. So I was telling them about the next guest was, and you mentioned like, you know, being athletic, and then you got a brother that plays, you know what I'm saying? And I remember he played middle school. I remember him coming to the school with Butler when he was at. Right. And I think he left and went to Aquinas.
Yeah, he went to Aquinas.
I don't know him like that, but I know basketball, so I know enough. Him and my brother are real cool. Yeah. So to me, when I ask, I know you as you know what I'm saying? But I also know people that know him, so I can say, well, that's Kay's sister, that's Kay's brother. Right, yeah. Sister, you know? Yeah. So when I asked myself, well, I'm going to interview, Kay Turner. She was like, oh, you mean such and such sister? I said, no, Robert's sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't even have the siblings. Yeah. So it's just funny, like, with Augusta being so small, like, you don't know how you really know. You know
exactly, yeah, that is tricky.
So if you had to describe yourself, I know you mentioned it earlier, what would you actually describe yourself? I know it would be Robert Turner's sister, unless it was beneficial at the time, but
that's crazy because I would never say like, oh, I'm Robert. Like that's my baby brother. So what, like, a side note, I do think that's pretty cool because out of all my mom's kids, like, all of us, we all have our own platform. So I don't think I think the outside world describe us as, you know, if you're the younger generation, I am considered Robert Turner's big sister, or to my little sister, I'm Etoya Turner's big sister, or I'm John Turner. Yeah, so it's so funny because if I describe myself, like, or if they describe themselves, they're not gonna say like, well, I'm Kay Turner's.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because we literally all have our own platform. So if I tell somebody, if I'm describing myself, I'm Kay Turner. But it is, like, but we all, it's so funny because we all do that. Like, my sister's not going to say, I'm Kay Turner little sister or John Turner little sister. It's so funny.
I think with the two siblings involved, we got kind of something common. Our brother's popular for basketball too.
Yeah.
So when I'm at work, and people like, I know you from something, and now you don't know.
Yeah.
They said, you Don brother. Like, no, Don's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm way older than him.
Right. I'm like, yeah, I'm his big sister.
But and then I have any other question. Like, that also, like, puzzles me. Like, you know that already. So don't ask me that.
I hate them. Well, not dumb questions, but I hate, like, questions you already got the answer to.
Keep moving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just say, hey, I can't stand it. It's like when people see me in public.
Yeah, I'm like, don't use that.
You know, I'm gonna come get my hair done. I'm trying to party. Like, you don't have to say that.
That's funny though. Like, cause I would imagine your brother, my brother, he tweets the other day, like, I wish people talk about basketball. So, like, you have that power when you out. People ask me about hair all the time.
Yeah, they really, and it's, I do love my industry, but I do think it gets very awkward because some people definitely know how to approach me to where if it is about business, they'll just say, hey, I'll reach out. But I really feel like you have plenty of time to reach out to me. I'm very accessible. My website is on every platform. My phone number, my business line is on every platform. So it does get awkward because I can legit be like, two-stepping in the club and somebody, like, I would come get, and I'm like, oh my God, we talking about hair loss in the middle of, Cardi B, talking about, I want to party in the work. Like, it's just crazy.
Is like, I know you get frustrated, but like, has that always been frustrating, or that over time it just getting more and more frustrating?
I think over time, because I think over time because the way I've grown from where I began, so it is becoming like a certain platform to where people feel like I guess I'm not human anymore, or no, dead ass, like people starting to treat me like I just transformed. And I'm like Optimus Prime little sister, and like you can't talk to me, so it gets real awkward because they feel like I'm not approachable. So instead of just saying like, hey, or just really having a natural conversation, it turns into like I don't know, it turns into a huge awkwardness, but it's gotten to this point. Before, it wasn't that bad before. Like, people legit, like, I have a lot of people tell me that I'm famous, and I'm like,
do you think I think that's a common issue amongst people that are doing something, like, it's positive in Augusta, because it's small, it's a gift and a curse, but it is small, so I think you could be doing something like, you might think it's that big yet. You might feel like, this ain't nothing yet. I got way more.
Yeah, that really is how I feel.
And they see you out here,
like I'm chilling.
Doing it. I'm like, I ain't really doing nothing yet.
Yeah. That's really how I feel. It's kind of like, what? Like I definitely, that's the epiphany of how I feel. Like, like I said before, this is just me. This is normal for me. This isn't nothing that I had to force. This isn't nothing that I had to like really like try to create and just say like, hey y'all, this is what I did. So like when I say this is like this is nature for me to like be doing what I'm doing. So sometimes when people approach it as if it's something else, it's like so weird, like, huh? Yeah. Because I know like where else I'm going. I know I'm still growing. Like this is still just another level. Right. This isn't it. It's not it. And so a lot of people do get comfortable with that. I think they got comfortable with my first salon, and that's probably like,
so this is your second one?
Third.
So are all of them still open, or you just
No. Yeah.
And so what's behind the move? Like when you move somewhere?
Goals.
So is it
goals?
Is it like you're gonna expansion?
Exactly. When I had before I had my first salon, I had my whole goal list, and when I got my first salon, I said in 2 years, no 3. In 3 years, I wanted to expand from whatever the first one is gonna be. And my 5th year goal was to I wanted to be a full salon and spa. I had not always been a full salon and spa.
Okay.
So that was always been my 5th year goal. I have a 10-year mark, so y'all. No, I'm not done. I'm a big advocate on setting goals. However, like, it's so cool to, like, dang, this is my 5-year mark. So, my first year, I said my 3rd year, I wanted to expand and get a bigger one. My first one, it was like, it could fit in this side of the salon like 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I got lost when I'm not gonna lie. You tapped me with the
yeah.
I was like, it stops here. But
yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah. So like my first salon was like, I loved it to death. Every wall was different colors. My chairs were different. No, for real, I had like a purple wall, orange wall, a green wall, a black wall. I had a red chair, a white chair, a green chair. That was my baby. Like that was Salon Chaos. That was my baby. But I always said, in 2 years I want to be able to grow and expand into something bigger. And I did. I was highly blessed. 3 years. I was highly blessed to find the salon that I did. And I was located in the Carolina Pottery Plaza. I definitely did keep both of them open for a limited time, but it was more beneficial to just focus more on that one because that was my first time learning the difference between demographics. Yeah, so I was, my first time I was in South Augusta and then coming over here to this side of town in Martinez, it was totally different. It was definitely different than what I expected to where I thought I was going to be able to keep both of them open as far as I just really fell in love with that one. And so, yeah.
That's how it happened though. Like,
yeah.
The timing too, like, no matter how, like, it's like almost like your first car. You wasn't like your first car.
Yeah.
You gotta get a better one now, but my
the
first
transmission just went. Yeah.
That's how it be,
so I definitely, I always say at my 5th year, I want to make sure that I was able and capable of becoming a full salon and spa. And that's where we are now. My 5th year was in April.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the difference? You said that it's your first time having a full salon and spa.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between this salon and salon and spa? I know the word, but like what offers what?
Okay, so a regular salon, it just depends on the space and the atmosphere as well. So my last salon, I only had one private room. Okay. So even if I did offer spa services, I was only capable of doing whatever that one room could do.
It's a long way.
There we go. Okay. And it's only but so like state board wise and health and safety, it's only but so much you can do in that one room. So at that salon, the extent was hair services and we did eyelash extensions and like waxing, and we barely did that. So with full spa, it caters to like the wellness, like whether it's nutrition, teeth whitening, full body waxing, corrective skincare. Yeah, like it goes way broad.
For some reason, I don't know. I'm thinking like manicure, pedicure. I was like,
no, yeah, this is the nail room.
So it's more to that. You said teeth whitening. I didn't think about
right,
that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, we will have nail. This is the actual nail room that we're in now. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so now
it's a big space. It's a big place. Though.
Yeah. So that's the difference is to be able, basically, the cosmetology world, like it's the master cosmetology. It's a lot that falls under that umbrella. So now I'm able to carry out everything that my license does carry versus just limiting myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but basically, so you start off small, just doing what you could. Even though you could have did more.
Exactly.
Yep. And as you expand, you expand your services as well.
Yeah, it's like we here now.
So, like, what's the startup like? Cause I know it's different for you because you didn't start here.
Yeah.
So you started and you went up. But like, what's the startup called? Cause like I noticed in the business, it's things you don't account for. People just want to say they start a business, but you got to think about chairs. I see chairs and I see like there's not things like those things in the back. You probably never want to use, but they look pretty, so you need it. Decoration.
Yeah, and these ain't.
I feel like you're not going to use it, but it just looks very pretty. Like,
yeah, definitely. Because you have to have that atmosphere. That's part of your atmosphere and the marketing. That's something you have to learn. People don't pay attention to. So, like, the startup costs, like, if I go back to my first one.
It's magic.
Oh, yeah, me too. Because it is, okay, the first salon was like a hand. And then the second one was like an arm. An arm and maybe a foot, the left foot, the pinky toe on the right, and then now we're here and it's like we got the arm and the leg and I got an ear missing. It's a whole nother ball game. It really, oh my gosh, it really is. You definitely have to do like your marketing. I can honestly say like my first one, it was probably about like 5,000 to 7,000. That's definitely
a lot.
Yeah, it is. It was. It really was because that was still like regular. Well, I don't say regular.
You gotta make it back. You gotta still pay the bills. It's like not just
right.
You gotta pay it back.
Yeah, because you have to make sure. A lot of people dive in first and they don't strategically think about like, hey, you may not have employees. Hey, you may have to fire somebody. Hey, you may be here by yourself. So that's always calculated. Just like, for instance, I've had this building since March. I didn't move in until May.
Okay.
And where I was at last, I had 5 employees. I don't have 5 employees now. So people don't pay attention to the fact that you have to calculate if you're there by yourself.
Yeah.
What if you have to, your whole staff is gone. So it definitely is a lot of planning and marketing and budgeting that goes into that. So it's definitely a lot. And then plus looking at this building, I have a salon floor and I have 6 private rooms that has to be furnished.
Okay.
So like that startup cost is way different than the other 2. Like
I can see that budget gonna be bigger. So you gotta map out more stuff anyway.
It's like man.
But I mean, I think you're gonna be able to handle it anyway. You don't see
definitely.
About it, like,
right. Yeah. Because it was strategically thought through.
You can't run stuff like that anyway.
Exactly. I haven't. This is like my first time, like within like the last. I'm just now like finally going public and even talking. Wow. Yeah, people don't even. Yeah.
See, when Neil tagged you, I didn't. Even though I said K-Town, I said I know her. So
right.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't expect you to even message me.
Yeah.
You just like, well, cool. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy because I had a young lady just she's been around me and it was so funny because she was like, "What is it that you do?" And it was so funny because like she does know me or she just knows like, well, I know you, but what? Yeah.
But that's good because I mean, if click on the show, I mean, I've done me sending link and everything, but you can always send this out and people can get familiar with you. That's the best thing about this too. It stay up so you don't have a file to send somebody on.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, definitely.
That's dope. With like employees you mentioned, right? Like how does that work? Like having to fire an employee. I mean, I already know because I had business, but I'm talking about like for you. I'm not gonna lie, for me it was a little harder because I was young when I haven't been up at 19, so I was still like,
okay.
Talk, you know what I'm saying? If you remember anything,
oh my God, you made a good point. You did not talk.
I never talked.
You didn't. Oh my gosh, I always said that. Like, why are you talking now?
I know, right? Well,
you didn't talk. That's so funny.
When I said in the podcast, people don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like how? Because I never spoke, but. So I was always like, hey, how am I say this? But you got to have my daughter and kind of change how I look at stuff. Like you got to do stuff for her, so not like I'm being mean, but I don't care. You know. But what would make you have to fire somebody? Like what would it be in a salon?
Okay, so I'm real big on my mom. Like one thing that I live by, that my mom taught me is your approach equals your desired outcome. So I literally, like, that is my everyday motto. If I'm doing a seminar, I really started out with that quote because however you approach something, that's what you're going to get back. So I always pay attention to that. So for instance, if you were my employee and there was something that needed to be addressed, I can't expect, if I came at you a certain way, that's what I need to expect for you to come back. So I'm real big on, like, I'm not going to say, hey, man, you need to woo because at any given moment, that's what you're going to give me back. Okay. And then I'm also real big on paper. I've always had a contract, or I've always had paperwork when it came down to my business. So whether that agreement said, hey, make sure you clean up when you leave, or make sure, whatever the agreement was, that's that.
So you refer back to it?
I definitely refer back to it. In the salon industry, just in general, they're very big on cleanliness. You can get fined for one piece of hair. Like, if it's one piece of hair in the sink, that's a 25. Yes, you get fined for little things. So that's therefore, right. It is. When they say it's a straight gamble. So State Board was to walk in. So when it comes down to creating your policies and procedures, it's really crucial to make sure that you implement the things that you want and the way you want your business to be ran. And however, like any business owner, it's your business. So whatever you put in that agreement is yours. If you say you want people to do 5 jumper jacks before they leave, then that's I mean, that's really how it goes. So as far as discipline and fire, my biggest motto is that paper is gonna talk for me. you're not a boss if you have to actually prove yourself.
You sound like my manager right now. That's how she That's exactly how she sounds.
Because at the end of the day, you know what you signed and you know what the agreement was. So I'm really big on, I'm not going to force myself to just, I don't feel like, just me, myself in general, like the person, my personality and the standards that I have for myself, I'm not going to force the whole like, oh, I'm your boss. You need, no, you know what's up. And at any given moment, if these guidelines don't add up, you get a nice little piece of paper. The paper will talk for itself because you signed it. You signed the agreement. But I mean, I do feel like it's that simple. I honestly do. It's that simple. It can be that simple, and I'm real big on that. I'm not, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be stressed. I'm not trying to tiptoe around anybody. I'm not trying to be scared or feel intimidated. Like, oh, I took on this leadership position, but I don't know how to be a leader. I'm scared to tell that person they did something wrong. I feel like communication is key. Communication is super huge. I can't help you if you don't let me know. Or if you know that these are the guidelines and you feel like you want to just go left and it's like, hey, it's like, here you go, we can talk about it. And if that doesn't work, that's the paper. And that's,
so you don't do like 3 strikes or write up?
No, I do believe in a few, unless you just insubordinate.
So you come in like smoking weed, you can't.
Like you just did it. You just did something totally.
Behind yourself, just leave it.
Yeah, like simple stuff like that. Yeah, we could talk about it. We could talk about that. Like, hey, but at the end of the day, even as a salon owner owning a salon, it's only but so many times. It's just like the food health.
Yeah.
If the health inspectors come in and you failed the test 5 times and you get shut down, and it's because of Jason. You should have just fired Jason, but it's only but so many times that I can work with you. However, definitely, like just have that conversation. That's where your employee meetings come in at. That's when you just, like, hey, you can, your, like I said, your approach equals your desired outcome. So I don't have to say, hey, you need to sweep. It's just, I could just simply just say, hey, just make sure, and it's just as simple as that.
So like, I talk about employees, but what's the vibe like in a salon? And I ask that because as a male, I only know barbershop. I've been in a salon when I was younger with my mom. I never liked it. It took a long time.
Yeah. So
I remember just 2 times going, but I don't know what they were talking about. I know they were wrong. I probably shouldn't have heard it. And some of it wasn't like nothing bad, but
yeah.
But it's almost like a barbershop, right? So I say this with like mothers, and I don't know if you have this issue or not, but like when a mom brings her son to the barbershop, I always feel like it's awkward at the time because for one, it's men in there, you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
If you gotta go to the back of the barbershop, you walk past all the barbers, they all looking at you. They're not gonna hide it from your son, they're just gonna look at you, they don't care. When you walk out the barbershop, they're gonna talk about you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I have a son.
And that's crazy.
And I have to go to the barbershop. And I just be sitting there, reading the book.
They want to give you free hair, nothing's free, they want your number, they want this.
Right.
And I know in the barbershop, it's talks like, you talk about a female that just left out, who knows.
Yeah.
And you got one body like lies, they did something, who knows. This stuff like that, is it the same vibe here, like just flip the reverse, like with a female? Or
you know what? It's kind of tricky. I think I have like a slightly boring salon only because I really don't condone
gossip.
Yep, I do not like. But this ain't the fun area. It's not, and people will. It's not. I have good conversations. We've had like funky moments, like especially at my last salon. I can definitely say that. But
that was the south side.
No, that was a whole nother ball.
It's different. In regards to
you take it back to the south side. We had people boyfriends dropping the side chick off, getting it. But when it came down to them coming in, I still like it's your atmosphere is whatever you created. So I still never had like nothing too spicy. So we're like, this one time a fight broke out or 2 wives came in. I never had that. Okay. But it is like if we had a visitor, like say for instance, if it was the mailman and it was a handsome guy, we do have the same thing. Like if you were at a barbershop and a woman came in. So definitely the same thing. We've had people come in and it could have been somebody's boyfriend or husband bringing food, but we don't know, and they looking like fresh meat to the single woman up under the dryer. So, and it's like, who is that? We've had people like sons, cousin, a regular friend stop by, and I don't know why they set themselves up for that, but I can definitely say we have those moments where it's like.
Yeah, cause since my mom get hit like a few times when I was young, I would go, drop her some food or something like that. But you can feel it. You can also as a man, and that's why I guess when barbershop now, I don't look at the woman because I know how I feel. And I was young. My mom, she's young. She ain't at 20, so she's young too. Yeah. And she still look young. So when I'm gonna go to the barbershop sometimes, I'll be like, I hate that they would try to talk to my mom. You know what I'm saying? They talk to me like, how your mom do.
I still struggle with that. My mom ain't number 46.
See, and it's like,
and I'm 29.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be 29 next month, but my brother will be 30. So just imagine my brother saying 30 and I'm mama 46. Yeah. Shout out to my dudes. Yeah. So we still get the whole like, that's your mama,
yeah.
So
I think one time somebody was like, that's your sister. I want to slap him. I'm like, you know that.
Right.
Yeah. So you can feel it. I just wanted to know because. I wanted to know if like beauty shop, because barbershop to me it exemplifies how barbershop be. You know what I'm saying? To the community.
Yeah.
And just the stuff that go on there. Beauty shop, I wasn't sure. I never been in.
Yeah. Well, women in general are more strategic. Men don't know how to like. They see a woman, they may hold it till she go out the door, but everybody's gonna know about it. But in the beauty salon, it's a little bit more strategic. We gonna kind of like. Give each other the eye. We're gonna look through the mirror like, should we say something? Should we not say something? Was that her man or was it not her man? Yeah, we're gonna kind of like wait till we got it right. Yeah, because it's women, so it's a little too. It's definitely different.
In the guy barbershop, you're gonna know if that's somebody's girl because they gonna come.
Child, you already women do that too though. Now they'll make sure they know come here, baby. They gonna make sure, like, let me let everybody know this is my man. Like, yeah, they'll still do it. They'll definitely do it. But yeah, we don't. It's funny. It's funny being in this field in general.
And I think, like, to me, I like that about. When I was living in New York, I lived in a barbershop. I would go there sometimes just to chill because the environment was, you know what I'm saying? I would get one because it was young, he just would do it, but I would go just to chill. I had some friends in there chilling because just the vibe you get.
Right.
I think that's important to that community, especially with younger people. Do you have do you plan on doing like any kind of mentoring thing? I know you mentioned doing seminars and stuff like that. Like,
right.
What's your relationship with like younger women?
I actually just launched my mentor and coaching. So I do mentor and coach other individuals that want to start a beauty empire, or as far as like they're in the beauty field, they want to pursue it. So I'm open to it. Okay. I'm definitely open to it. If it's young, I literally just met someone who had a son in the field, but that is something that I do. So I do coaching, I do mentoring, help beauty brands build their brand.
I ask them because I always feel like when people that do hair, like I think you got an advantage because y'all got the ability to make somebody feel beautiful about themselves. Yeah. And in turn, they feel better about themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, I got that. Everybody have that gift. You know what I'm saying? You just like nail, makeup, or like you said, cosmetology stuff out of it, whether it's whitening teeth, doing nails,
right,
all that stuff. So y'all got the ability to do that. So it's kind of like I got the advantage a little bit. Even with the words I can tell them, that still can, just, even if they have no words, I can just.
We can really influence. I do feel like the way my personality is set up, or I do feel like I'm more powerful than just, or like my purpose is more in depth versus just doing hair. However, I feel like God placed me in this field because I can tap into more people and kind of touch more people with this platform and my personality for one. But I definitely agree with that as far as like the changes that you make, as far as, instilling self-love or confidence, the whole 9 yards when it comes down to the beauty field, whether it be a hairstyle or, it could be the simplest thing and just having a conversation with somebody. But I honestly feel like not everybody is capable of that. We do have like some individuals who are meant for this field, but that's like the biggest thing for me. Like I can, like whatever else I'm supposed to be doing, like just from that conversation, encouraging somebody or placing somebody with somebody else that they need to be in contact with, like that's the biggest thing for me versus just the surface, with it being just hair.
I mean that makes sense. Like having that total package, not just being somebody to do hair. Right. You can just my hand be quiet and like not really an experience. You know what I'm saying? You might look good, like, she like me. You know what I'm saying?
Like okay, no, I definitely get that. Yeah.
In the barbershop, I don't know how this is in salons. One thing I hate about the barbershop, I don't hate it, but it does annoy me a little bit. When I get a haircut, but my barber keep texting because he keeps stopping.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I get upset a little bit because then like when the price don't change. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Right, like you done sent 5 texts. I need to drop
you know what I'm
down.
saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. That is like our biggest flaw in the beauty industry. I don't necessarily have that problem. I do not touch my phone, but I get cursed out a lot because people forget that I work with my hands.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times, that's a big thing for me because I want that experience to be intimate. I want that person to feel like I am, because that is somebody's money.
Yeah.
And we are providing a service. So I'm really, really big on making sure that I'm not, now if it's something that I just need to kind of, because sometimes I'll have a client that's on the way that's lost. So it's kind of like, give me just a second. But as far as like holding the whole, I know I'm texting John Doe, like, yeah, we'll be eating. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because that's an experience. People really come, you never know somebody's purpose to coming.
Yeah.
You know, they could be getting ready for an event. They could come to just relax. They could come just for the conversation. They can come for the environment. So I always want to make sure that I'm providing that intimacy to where they see, like, I'm taking them serious and I'm taking my job serious. So it's not that, you know, some people do. Some people just, they don't care. They gon' like, yeah, girl, I'm going to be ready at 9. Then it's like, ooh, my phone lit up. Ooh.
Speaking of, like, clients and like, for what, how is a salon or spa profitable as far as like beauticians? They have to pay booths still and salons too, or is it just barbershops?
No, yeah, you do have, and it just depends on what type of salon you have and however you make it. So my other 2 salons were. My first salon was all booth rent, and my second one was booth rent and commission, but now I'm all commercial, so there's no booth rent here. So now I'm payroll. So now when people come on board, it's you filling out an application, doing that whole piece of paper with the W-2 thing, and it's payroll. So as far as it being profitable, that's where the profits will come from. As far as each room, there's this thing where you have to do like a market. Like I said, the arm with the arm and the leg came in. It's definitely a whole nother ball game. Like it's a different league. It's definitely a different league. So
booth rent's like a big gamble. It sounds like That just sounds. I don't know. It sounds kind of wild.
But the booth rent.
Yeah, cause like.
Well, you can't change it. It's a pro and con to it because I tell other individuals that want to own the salon, it is a pro and con because at the end of the day, you know what you're gonna get. But also, nothing's going to change about that.
Gotcha.
You know, so with that booth rent, whatever that number is, you know for a fact, you know, this is what you're getting monthly, this is what you're getting weekly, but ain't nothing going to change about that. As far as commission, you definitely profit more. You have to look at yourself. Well, when you want to become something bigger, like if you look at Smart Styles is the salon that's in Walmart.
Okay, yes,
yeah. Businesses like that. You have Regis that's in the mall. You have JCPenney that's inside JCPenney. Then you have Dillard's that has a salon inside Dillard's. Those type of businesses or corporations, they're not going to have booth rent. So, you know, at this point where I want to be commercial like that. So it's totally different because that's where your business starts to profit. Because like I said, with that booth rent, nothing can change about that. You know, like at the end of the day, I know what I'm getting in, nothing. I can't blink my eye twice, click my heels together, and that money is just going to double.
Yeah.
So as far as the commission, you can either have, and this is just an example, because back in the day, the booth rent used to be like $100. So if you have somebody paying $100 a week, you got 4 weeks in a month, that's only $400 that you can receive from that person. Nothing can change about that at all. So depending on how many people you have paying booth rent, that's where you can calculate what you know you're getting in. But at the end of the day, nothing's gonna change about that.
But you can't. So you can't make your own booth rent. It's a
no, ain't no guideline. You can. That was just an example. You can make your own booth rent. If you say you want your booth rent to be $500 now, you can just find somebody that want to pay that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you just said whatever your booth rent is, that's your booth rent. That's what you said it. That's what you set your contract for. But that's just an example.
Gotcha.
So if you take that $100, and like I said, that's one person. That's $400 that you know you're getting from one person. Then if you add on another person, that's $800 a month that you're getting from 2 people paying booth rent.
Gotcha.
You know, you add on so on. Now commission, if that commission is where if that one stylist was bringing in $1,000 a week, and if your example, this is just a wide example, if you're say 20%, which is not realistic in the business world, but if your commission is 20% of what they make, then you would be making $200. If they're averaging $1,000 a week and you're making $200 from them, that's $800 a month. So you take that you get what I'm saying? So that's where, but those are just small examples of like the logistics of becoming a corporation or just becoming a business.
I guess it depends. If you tax it on a booth rent, you got enough people, then that might be more profitable for you.
It's definitely pros. It's pros and cons to both ends now. It's definitely pros and cons. But
people quitting on you because your booth rent too high, it wasn't well. You know what I'm saying?
They shouldn't have signed the contract.
That's true. Yeah.
No.
I mean, I guess you're not stuck in the money. They might find you paying only $5 for rent. Like, why you charging them so much?
Yeah, but think about it now. If you sign that contract, I'm gonna sue you for whatever you think you can quit for.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's what. But a lot of people don't put that paperwork. I'm business, so whatever. Yeah, this ain't no verbal.
Off word, right?
Like So you want to definitely cover yourself whenever you get into the industry in general, and it's nothing personal. So because that could happen at any given moment, that really could happen, and that's something that's calculated when it comes down to booth rent. So we ain't got time. We're not even there yet. So,
so as a commercial, so now the employees are getting paid
hourly.
But okay,
so they get hourly and commission. So it's a lot more put in
commission.
Man, that's what the arm is. It's probably both my arms in the leg now. Yeah.
You got to promote and stuff. You're gonna need a lot of clients.
Exactly. So now you promote on a wider scale. You don't just promote that you have like the last one. I didn't necessarily have to put in so much work because I wasn't all the way commercial at all. So with this one, it takes a lot as far as it's like the Sam's. Like you have to actually promote the whole business itself. And when people come in, you have to promote for like walk-ins and stuff like that. And
you like that? Like that challenge of having to...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I knew when I set that goal for it,
I always thought, I never know about the whole commercial and commission. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And I know about I guess maybe it's different with barbers. I don't know, but seeing barbers leave and go here and do this, maybe it's just beneficial for them to do that.
Yeah.
You know, barbers, I feel like they bring in like most of the people. Like everybody come to see me, but I'm not getting,
Right. Yeah, if you're on commission,
I always see you just giving the money. Like give me $20, you give me $5 back or whatever. I always have to just keep it in.
Right. Man, no, there we go.
And I guess it's a lot. You pay up front. You don't pay the actual person sometimes. You just pay.
As far as the employee? Or you talking about the client?
The client.
Yeah, now it's registered.
Okay.
Yeah, you go to the register. It's not putting it in somebody's hand. Yeah, you're actually checking out. You're getting a receipt.
So that's
getting
a big difference.
Yeah. It's a whole nother ball game. It's definitely challenging, but yet exciting at the same time because it's just the growth process.
So I was gonna ask you. All right, I can ask this question. The 10 years. So my question I had was, did you see yourself doing this 10 years ago, right? But you said it's always been your goal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So but where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Okay, so the next 10 years, because this is already mapped out.
I figured that you don't pay for me, so you set goals.
Yeah, so within the next 10 years, I will have a cosmetology school, and I will have 5 other locations in different states.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're trying to expand, like just not just in Georgia, you're trying to go out.
Oh no, not at all. So I already know where my other locations are, and already working on that now, because you can't just wait in 10 years and just like I knew my 5 years was coming up, so I had already been searching for the next place. Like I said, I had this place since March, and I moved in May.
Okay.
And then the other one was just like that. When I got my second salon, I did have my first one open for like 8 months afterwards, but it was like I was looking for that place for like 6 months. Like I had already been searching 6 months prior to. Like, okay, you have to definitely be proactive.
I would say it's not even on top of everything.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you miss deadlines, which is all right. You can always adjust, but.
As far as what you do, what's your favorite part, and what part do you dislike about it? Do you dislike anything about what you do? I know you mentioned the club, like going out, I guess, and hearing about hair all the time or whatever, but is that like that the only thing you dislike about all that you do?
No, and you know what? It's not even like a dislike. It's just more so. That's really like the bullshitting part, really. Because the people that say that, they ain't never came or came yet. So that's not what, you know, I definitely love the genuine love. Like when people really do, you know, when they want to reach out to me, I love that. And I honestly, I don't know if it's something that I don't like. I'm at a place, I'm very blessed. I can honestly say that. I can really say that I'm blessed because there's nothing that I could really say like, dang, I just don't like it. The struggle and the come up of the whole process, like I enjoy every moment of it. So I don't know.
Man, that's good though. I mean, like I said, I think in the city that we live in, with part of being small, you know, it's easy to say just like something, but like I think I'd rather have that moment than not have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom stall the day somebody asked me, did I do the podcast? I'm like, yeah, but you know,
right.
But it's like, I mean, I get it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he did not know me at all, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. So I get it, because I always sit back and, because I feel like if it was something that I had to sit back and say like, dang, I don't like it, you have to change it.
Exactly.
But so I'm really, really big on protecting my peace and the universe, because if that's something, if it was something like that present, there's no way I was able to progress or able to even keep growing if I'm still waking up and it's something that I don't like. Like I didn't work this hard to be working that hard to be, you know, like
Exactly. I mean that makes a lot of sense though. And like I said, the good thing about like talking to you right now, like you seem like everything been mapped out. You set a goal, you do it. So far, you've just been doing everything on cue. And that's it's really hard. For a lot of people that set goals, like, are you big on writing them down? Like
yeah, you have to. I just dropped the e-guide, and the e-guide is like volume 1 to like 5 steps to building your empire. But the biggest thing in that one is setting your goal. A lot of people really feel like if you talk about it, you have to do more than just talk about it. You have to like see it. You have to write it down. You have to really like, it has to become an affirmation. So, and then also, one thing that I do teach, like even if I'm in my seminars, I always talk about how a lot of people will have like a list from 1 to 100 as far as their goals, and they're stagnant and they're very content because they don't know what it's so much. So I always say, focus. You have to pick one. You have to pick that one goal, and then you take that one goal, and then you write a whole strategy plan for that one goal. How are you going to achieve that goal? What's the target date for it? You know, what do you need to achieve it? If it's drinking water, becoming more healthy so you can wake up earlier, to go network. You know, it's everything. Like, do you need to come up with a regimen for the kids at home? Like, do you need to go network and pass your cards out, place them in business? Like, it's so much when it comes down to the goal setting. So I really, really, really write my goals down. It was so funny because when I was in Texas, networking with my homegirl, my business friend, I was coaching her because I was helping her write her curriculum. She's opening up a school in Texas, and that's somebody that I'm partnered with. But I helped her write her curriculum for it. And it was so funny because I had brought like some old books with me. And one of the books, like one of my old papers fell out, and it was from 2014. And it was it was so funny to me because it was talking about my school. Oh. But that was like from like that was legit from like I had wrote it down. It was legit like the 2014 blueprint. Like, go get the license, go this and that, and I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Cause that's what, yeah. I gotta get me some water.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I meant to have this ready. I'm so used to like having it.
I was looking at that when you was talking.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I used to have my water ready, but I was like, I ain't got no margarita.
Oh, one of the questions I wanted to ask, so I don't know if you have known any off the top of it, are there any like misconceptions about salons and spas? Like, what are some of those? If you don't mind sharing?
I think the biggest misconception, and I could really speak on being a black-owned business, because a lot of times, for a minute, I didn't want to necessarily address it because I just felt like, I'm just living out my dream, and it wasn't about race, But also, I didn't realize until I got in the industry the vision of like, okay, you got people over here and you got people over there. So I think the biggest misconception is that you can't be a black-owned business and be professional.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like this, I got to take some water on.
No, you good. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I want you to
That's
expound on that. That's a good point.
super big. Like a lot of people think, and I feel so bad because it's just like we've been around for so long, but we really have like a stereotype and a persona as far as like how a black salon is ran. We got it's gonna be ghetto, it's gonna be loud, it's gonna be gossip, it's gonna be, we really have that misconception. So being where I am now, a lot of people I feel like it shouldn't be a surprise as to how my business is ran, and it gets insulting at some point because a lot of people feel like with that stereotype, and then you see the opposite, it's more so like, oh my God, and it's like, okay, hold up, they really do assume that they definitely do.
Like, what do you think that come from? Do you think it come from word of mouth? Like, do you think it come from art? Like, all the movies being made? Because there's a lot of movies, but it's not a beauty shop movie.
Beauty shop,
like that.
yeah, the beauty shop movie is like that.
Because she was in like 3
exactly.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, like I'm definitely gonna holler at her because she really.
Wow.
Yeah, but if you notice, like even in her movie, she fought for it to be something different because of the stereotype. So you had like the regular cool kind of stereotype, but then also she was still fighting for it to be accepted and to be more to like prove that it can be an established business if you look at the controversy of it. So it was kind of like that's really how it is out here. You have your because she was battling with that guy, but if you notice, like when they showed that salon, it was high end, it was X, Y, and Z, and then she was basically trying to prove herself the whole time. That literally is how it is. Cause like, child, I be
like the movies like that play any kind of like role in your mindset of what you wanted to do when you older. Like when people younger, you like basketball movies, I don't know, something like that. Like did that have any kind of impact on what you wanted to do? Like,
not actually. Then I really didn't even care for. I did like the movie, but that didn't play a role. Yeah, it really did. It was like my imagination, really, like
Just, I mean, it's not a movie anyway. It's just something that.
Yeah, but no, that's definitely a good point because if you watch the movie, that's really like the epiphany of how the world works and how they look at you. You're consistently battling with that stereotype. Like you really are.
Do you feel like you have to win, like not when you're over, but you feel like when y'all done, you did your services and everything is squared away, do you feel like you won somebody over as opposed to like them just coming in already thinking that it should have been this way?
Oh shit.
No, you curse, yeah.
I didn't know I hit that.
I was cursing all the time.
I hit it again, Jesus. I'm so sorry. But as far as like winning them, you know what? I was reading, and it's not about. No, it's not really like winning them over. It's more so, people buy into your service versus like actually what you provide. Because I could probably really fuck somebody here, but not that I do. But it's really like it's the experience. So it's not necessarily like, oh, let me win them over, because I do feel like at the end of the day, I don't want to have to force myself on anybody. Well, I don't want to have to force my business. Like it'll speak for itself. Like I'm a firm believer in that. So you definitely, business-wise, you have to do what you have to do as far as getting your business out there and setting the tone to present that you are something different. But as far as like winning them over is when they actually get to experience you. Like really the whole experience. I can do X, Y, and Z as far as marketing, but that first initial experience to where you really know that I'm different or my business is different is when you actually come.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, it just, and I guess I didn't really mean like win them over. I just didn't know what word to say, but I get what you're saying. For like somebody is, they finally come and they're like, oh, it's not what I thought it was gonna. You know, it's not what I thought it was gonna be. It's like, why you think it was gonna be like that? You know what I'm saying?
I get that all the time, and then mind you, like this is a new one.
Yeah.
So like now it's kind of like it's getting to that awkward stage because it's like, wow, oh my god, you know, and it's like, dang, you know, like what, you know, but it's definitely that because you have the stereotype. So it's always, even the last one, it was always like all of them. It was always wow, oh, I didn't expect this. So it's so funny. Like it's definitely funny.
And I know you mentioned too, like. As far as you help other brands as well, right? And so I don't know, I just thought of this, I don't know if it's, I mean, you're not going to answer for this, but like, wow, if you already have a brand, you're doing your beauty salon and spa, so you would help another beauty salon and spa as well, what you're saying?
Right.
What's the kind of science behind that with you?
Because honestly, it's like way too many people in the world, and as far as I'm concerned, I cannot service everybody. But my true passion and like what I'm very good at is helping somebody build their brand and actually managing. I'm actually getting my associates right now. I have one more quarter left. Woo-hoo, shout out to all the students out there in health and beauty management. So as far as me helping others, it's just, I know where I'm at as far as my branding, building this platform, and I know the stereotype and the perception. So if I can help another brand or another salon build their platform to where it's running fully and successfully, then that's the passion behind it. So it's definitely not you know, if you got it, why would you pass the ball? It's not about that.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like teachers, it's just like having a professor in college. He's not going to tell the classroom, hey, I'm going to teach you the fundamentals to be a doctor. However, send all your patients to me.
Okay.
You know, so it's just,
so it's not a competition thing, it's just that.
No, it's definitely not a competition. I feel like I'm like head honcho. That's like real shit though. But no, I'm not a competition person. I don't feel like I was put on this world to be in competition. I know people do feel like that, but I'm not a competition person. I feel like I'm the person that could help. My mom sent me this. My mom is like OG. Shout out to my mama. But she told me this one day. She was like, you know, jealousy will have people talking about the people that they should learn from. And that was like really huge for me because the intimidation or just in general, people feel like, let me run away or whatever. But I honestly don't feel like it's competition. I feel like the moment that people said that they were going to believe in God, that they trust in God and this and that, you know, however it is in your world or however you talk to your God, like I'm a firm believer in, you know, what he has for everybody. I feel like every man is a king. I feel like every woman is a queen. Now, if it's up to them to feel like they want to tap into that and feel like that themselves, but I don't feel like I'm entitled to feel like I'm the only one for this platform. I honestly feel like I'm carrying out my dream. I'm carrying out the talent that I was given, and I'm capable of showing others as well, like through his journey that he has for me. So I don't believe in competition.
Now, I mean, that makes sense. I'm the same way, so I help anybody that's trying to have a show or whatever. I bring them on, and I do all that I can for them if possible.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I feel like I'll be doing a disservice if I don't tell somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like me helping is not gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, what am I gonna lose? You said, like my talent was free. I don't feel like.
Yeah.
You know, like what am I possibly losing?
I might lose by keeping it in. I might, you know.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's right. Yeah. So, like, how could I possibly do everybody here where I'm at? That's crazy.
I got a question from listening. I'm trying to make sure I got all my questions out first before I get
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Now, I know people that do hair, like, out their home and stuff sometimes, but they don't have a salon, you know what I'm saying? They just, that's it. It could be young.
Bad with facial expression.
Huh?
I said I'm bad with facial expression.
Oh, you good. Yeah, they could be young, I don't know. But, if it's somebody that can do hair really, really well, right, and they working out of their home, let's say they work, whatever issue they got, they just can't do it in school, I don't know why. Like, what would you tell them? I guess, tips would you give them to try to push them in the direction to just go to college school?
You know, that's the push itself, because I say one thing about me, I feel like I'm gonna cross all my T's and dot all my I's, and nobody's gonna stop me. As long as God is behind, nobody's gonna stop me. So the fact that there's so many talented people and so many people who are still at home doing hair, and there's nothing wrong with that. I did hair at one point, I ain't really like it, but that was my goal. Like, that's why I got my shop at 23, because at that point it was like, But as far as those individuals, I push them because I feel like those are like precious gems, and a lot of people try to take advantage of that because they know, like, oh, they're at home or they're doing hair at home. And my biggest thing to them is, don't give anybody a reason to feel like they can stop your show.
Yeah.
At any given moment. And that is something. Like, that is something that people will purposely try to call State Board, purposely try to, detour that, or just the whole overall experience. So it's not about like, oh, you at home. It's just, you know what? I tell all my beauty brands, like, don't give them a reason to feel like they can stop you. Don't be intimidated by getting that piece of paper. Don't be intimidated by going to get the extra knowledge. Like, I definitely feel like it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Gotcha. And so, and what's the like, I know the difference. Let me ask you that. Would you say, I was on Twitter today, I seen this, I just thought I asking you. Somebody was saying something about, like, services being, I guess, guaranteed. Like, say somebody here. Like, what's the process? Like, have you had that happen where it's like, maybe, I don't know, somebody didn't like the hairstyle, or they said maybe like this person, they don't like that person was done, I don't know. How that work? Have you had ran into that before?
Yeah, as far as like an employee doing it, or like.
Well, you were only point.
Yeah, you know what? I'm real big on that, but I do hair in the mirror because I ain't really got time. Yeah, I'm one of those stylists. Like, I literally do hair in the mirror. You finna watch me. Now, if you don't speak up,
then okay, got you. It makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? Now, you don't watch me put this part on the right and gonna tell me you wear your part on the left. Now, you auntie. Yeah, so I'm real big on that in communication, because you do have some people, and it don't matter how good you are. I can attest to that. Anybody that's ever, every stylist can attest to that. But you gonna have people that's like, they just want a problem. Like, they just,
Well, some people want discounts. They want discounts.
Yeah, I don't play them kind of games, because we're going to the shampoo bowl. No, because you know why? I'm real big on customer service. So I know for a fact if something did go wrong, we gonna fix it.
Gotcha.
And that's what I'm here for. Hey, especially like first time clients, oh my gosh. Like, first time clients, you don't know, you have to learn, and I talk, you have to talk. It's real big to do that consultation, because you don't know what they like, what they don't like, what they're comfortable with. So I listen. If I know this person working on it, if that person told me, this is my first time trying color, today ain't the day. I know for a fact, like, this may go left. I'm going to try to start here, I'm going to try to start there. You got some people who try to describe things to you, and in your world, you done did what they really said, but we can't see what they see in their head. So I know every stylist has gone through that. It has nothing to do with, like, actually not, like, oh, it was messed up. Man, clients are crazy.
I was in the barber shop
cool.
And I seen the guy next to my barber had a sign that said, if you can't pick a picture on the wall, I'm not cutting your hair. I pretty much saying, like, don't be playing now.
Yeah.
To do that because
they like to show you Beyonce and NDRE material. I'm just like,
I think right now that's the wave, like the natural wave. So people trying to come and do other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, is that a thing too? Like with customer service, with that, have you ever did that? Like, done somebody here, their car didn't go through. I don't know if that happens. I'm asking that because I always wanted. I'm not gonna lie. I think if you're doing scamming stuff all the time.
Let me tell you, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I don't know what happened in the world, but this is like scamming century. I don't have time. Yeah, I've had like, of course, owning the salon, like I've seen it in certain cases. I've had like people try to play. As far as I have like the smallest deposit in the world. I'll have people act like they don't have a card to put a deposit down. I'm like, see, you saying all the right things. You start saying stuff like that, you don't need to be my client. So I already be seeing all the red flags. But I've seen it happen. I haven't had like a real deal. not since like my first salon, that was like 5 years ago, but I definitely haven't had like a real big issue like, oh my God, like the car, you know.
Spend 3 hours like here and then they got the money.
Yeah, like I don't have time. Yeah, I have like some really genuine, I have some really good people. So I don't really have those kind of issues. Now, people don't try to play a few times, but see, that's how you relapse.
I didn't want to lose that question because that's the question I said. Well, at a barbershop, you know, I see some people like me go to a car. I mean, I know somebody goes, it's $10 tomorrow, you should get a haircut. But with y'all, it's a little different.
No, I haven't seen it, man. I've seen it now. It don't happen in the shop. Like,
yeah,
what? They didn't what?
I've
had to come, you know, assist or like walk over and, you know, hey.
To me, I guess it makes sense because people go in the store and know they got the money anyway. So
and still be playing.
It's the same thing.
We get a whole hairdo. We're going back to the shampoo bowl. I'm calling the.
One of my listeners they gonna ask, do you have any tips for someone trying to get started in the beauty industry? I think you kind of answered that by saying just go to the school, you know.
Yeah, starting out.
Okay, what tools does one need in order to be and stay successful in this industry? Like, what's a tool you can give to somebody to stay successful as well as be successful in the industry?
Continued education and professionalism, customer service.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the question I had. It said, were you always? It said, what motivated you to get in the business? Like, were you always a girly girl, or did you see that industry growing immensely and decided to go do that? But you mentioned.
Oh yeah, I ain't one of those. Cause a lot of people we've become. I feel like this industry has become one of those quick tickets.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was like super young, knowing that I was gonna do hair. Like I was fascinated by it. So this wasn't one of those like, oh, let me try it. I'm still a tomboy. They ain't got nothing to do with me doing hair. Yeah, like you know what? My little brother, well, my baby brother, he's 12 now, so he's an AAU. Then I have a son, so really, I have to, like, you know, I gotta get down and dirty because he be trying me and stuff. But
I seen your little brother train one day. That was funny watching him. Yes, I remember being small and had long hair.
Yeah, and I was like,
and now he like mad big.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's still short.
So yeah, like if I'll do a little defense, I get on the court. You know, if my son.
I'm not telling you, brother. I'm sorry, your brother too big for me, bro.
Yeah, so I still have like that's part of my personality. I'm a tomboy at heart. I'll get down and dirty, but yeah, I still like my girly stuff.
You gotta see if you make 5 in a row. I don't think you make 5 in a row.
Nah, I don't. 5 in a row from where?
Free throw line.
Oh, okay. We can.
I have Robert challenge. I'm gonna hit him up. Like,
all right, yeah. We're gonna set this up and we're gonna go live.
Sneak record. There we go.
There we go. Y'all wanna see me shoot my shots?
Not those kind of shots.
Right.
The real one.
Right.
It said every day may not be a good day. So how do you stay motivated? Like you wake up, you might be in
man. No, that's real because even where I'm at now, even with my accomplishments, I've gone through some real shit. You know, like real deal, like fresh off
life.
I just dealt with a huge death like in May. But just staying motivated itself, you know, you really do have to. You have to stay grounded. You have to have some type of regimen. You have to have, you have to have those affirmations. Like you have to. I talk to myself a lot.
I say help you though.
Yeah, that's really a lot of. I think that's our problem in society itself because a lot of people feel like they have They have a lot of pride towards themselves, to where they feel like I can't be talking to myself. Like a lot of people don't know how to face themselves. You know. So as far as like my relationship, as far as like staying grounded or having my days, like I really, really talk myself through it. Like, all right, Kay. Like, yeah.
That's the one question: how do you handle rude customers? So like that's.
I'm real nice, nasty. I'm like, I got a whole degree. Yes, like I got a straight master's in sarcasm, nice, nasty.
You gotta have fun with them.
Yeah, you really do, cause really. I'm real in tune. Like I said, you have to be comfortable with yourself. But as far as other people, it's probably the smallest thing that they got going on wrong. And I'm real, like I said, that one motto, your approach equals your desired outcome. So if I approach them with like that openness, or if I approach them with like that ease, I always get that back.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, no matter how nasty they think they're gonna try to be, if I approach them with like that, all right, Susie, you know, you no.
You sound like a manager, or I'm a manager, but my manager,
Yeah.
she does the same thing. So people they acting nasty and you tell them, I tell them,
Yeah.
They spaz out and the other person, you want to handle it, you want to handle it. She'll come handle it,
Yeah.
but she'll be like chipper. So
Yeah.
they can't even.
You can't. Yeah, that's real.
Like, and she's gonna fix the situation. So
At the same time,
yeah.
yep, that's real though. You have to really like be firm, but at the same time, like that approach is everything.
Yeah,
it's
just I'm like, I can't do that now, but I can do it. You know, I can do
yeah.
it, so.
You can really be like, man, make sure you put the seat down. Just make sure you put the seat down. Like yeah, like hey, just calm down. Just calm down. You know, it's an easy fix. Yeah, that customer service is everything. Like now you just want a problem. You just want a problem.
So the question you answered is how much schooling was able to accomplish your goal. I think you said like you finish in a year, so it depends on you though. So it's not really a time period. It depends on how dedicated you are.
Yes, it's 1,500 hours for cosmetology now. It's 1,500 hours. So depending on the institution that you go to, I went to Georgia Institute. They had flexible hours. It was a year and a half. I even was, and that probably got a little stretched out because I had my child in hair school.
Wow.
So I was pregnant in hair school with my baby. So I had my 6 weeks out. Went back in 6 weeks, doubled up. I finished in a year and a half. For my cosmetology instructor license, that's 750 hours. So you can do that within like 9 months.
Okay.
I think I did that in like a year or something like that.
But it's not a race though. Like you want to kind
No,
of
yeah, definitely.
You don't want to do the hours. You want to get the knowledge as well, right?
Yeah, now you don't need to be there forever now.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, don't be retaking courses like this.
Cause I don't.
People
I went back and
Okay.
it was.
it was still there.
No, that is serious. So you just want to get in
And I
and
guess
out.
it depends on like the person. So you have goals and stuff. So people might be
Yeah,
like you said,
definitely.
It's a growing trend now to want to do this. So
Yeah,
people
now
doing it, they not really. They're not moving fast.
they
they're
don't
not,
know what they doing.
Is
Yeah,
it maybe a plan C, D, maybe for them, so they're not,
yeah.
looking into it that deep. Maybe I don't know. I can't really call it. It's a long time to be in beauty school though, like or cosmetology school. But I still know who said they did it. Is it somewhere like, is it maybe cheaper than college or something like that, or?
I don't know, cause
I only ask because sometimes I see people that they'll go there and they say, I'm not coming here. I'm gonna go do this. I always thought it was like another alternative.
yeah. I mean, college itself. I mean, cause like I said, I'm in the midst of getting my associates now. But one thing about it, that cosmetology wasn't cheap either. Like it was 20. Yeah, like for that damn year, it was 22,000 for that, and then it was another 12 just for seeing wise. You see what I'm saying? Cause it is.
It's America. You're not out of America. They don't get their money, bro.
Yes, for real. And I do think it's cheaper other places. The institution that I went to was private, so I do think the rates may be different, but it's still a ticket.
What made you do that choice to choose a private institution as opposed to something that's public or?
Okay, so for instance, Augusta Tech offers a cosmetology program, definitely a good program. However, it's a little lengthy, and then they make you do core classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to try to go there and do math and
No.
and do geometry. Gotcha.
Uh-uh.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's the first thing, especially like at a young. Now I can sit down and take my little classes and do what I'm supposed to do, but man, back then I was like, hold up now.
I just left a little while ago to school. I don't want
Seriously.
To, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real, that was the first thing in my head. So
yeah, I want that. You go to school for a criminal justice degree, you're gonna be a lawyer, but you got to take humanities. Like, why do you know about that for?
Now you know what? Now humanities kind of go with just
I mean,
you need to know people, the human nature.
Depends what kind you take them, you know what I'm saying? But
True,
I always
it is
know
different
about
levels.
Judaism, like, I don't want to know that, you know what I'm saying? I'm representing black people all the time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know?
Oh my gosh, not.
But I can see that though, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
You mentioned, you had your son when you was in cosmetology school.
Yeah.
Now, we talked over there, and one of the things I remember about you mostly, like I said, after school, I probably saw you within 2 years in the last 10, 2 times in the last 10 years, if that.
Right.
And now I see why, because you were doing some other things. You know what I'm saying? You're out the way pretty much. And I don't party,
Yeah.
so I ain't gonna see you.
I'm out the way.
You know what I'm saying? But one thing I remember he was saying was that, and I don't know why the topic. It's like I said, small city, so you popular,
Yeah.
so. But you never posted, or not never, but you didn't post pictures of your son.
Yeah,
On social
don't
media. This was
did.
like, when was he? I don't know if he was born, but like whenever around that time, like 2011 when I heard it, so I'm gonna say around that time.
Yeah, he was born in 2011, and I didn't post this picture of my son till
How old was he? You think?
after one. I know for a fact it was after one.
That's the thing. People was like, and it was. I don't know, like why I was at a topic, but it was like. But to me, I remember that because I kept thinking like how crazy it was that you had that kind of discipline for yourself.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do that. When we was in social media, like our age has been in social media ever.
Man, that was like
it's unheard of.
the fresh.
They posting them within an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Man, who you an hour, man? The baby done came out.
They got portions
Hey,
there.
with Juju? Yeah.
So I remember that. Like, what was the mindset behind that?
You know what? My mindset at that time of my life, like we were like fresh out of high school. I was 21. I was really a week away from my birthday, but I was 21 when I had my child. And for me, like social media was so like social media is a big part of our life now, but we were new to it then.
Yeah.
So at that time it was like super fresh. I was fresh out of high school. I still had that popularity base, and like that was it was a lot.
Yeah,
it was definitely a lot. Like, you know, I was still in that realm of people wanting to know what I wore to the club. People wanted to know who I was. Like, it was so much. What was I doing with my life? What did I eat for dinner last night? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's my favorite color? I mean, to me, it was like super weird. It was too much. So when it came down to me having like something so sacred and something so like private and precious, I was still like on a platform to where people did know pretty much what I had going on. A little bit, not everything, but I was on that platform. So when I had my child, like my first child and that, to me that was something for me. Like that was for me. That wasn't a showcase. That wasn't like, oh, I want everybody to see him. Like for me, that was like that one thing that I can have to myself, because everybody somehow knew something a part of your life. They knew what you was driving, they knew where you stayed, or it was just real aggy.
I would assume it's kind of hard too with, like I said, you mentioned having a younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
So now people that know him, like, that's an accent, but they come friend him, see he post something, see he post a video.
Yeah, no, it was really that serious. Like people was like, what? You know, it was just, man, that high school.
Back then, like,
I loved, you know, high school was fun and all, but that popularity stuff is just, I didn't, you know, like I'm very blessed to have a platform that I do have. But you do have some people who really need that attention.
Yeah.
I didn't need that attention. Like I've always had substance. Like my mom, like no matter what I've gone through, like my mom had always like instilled a lot in me. So I didn't need like, even now, like I don't need the attention. It's more so like it's appreciative, and like I have that platform to where I know I do inspire others and things like that. But it's back then it was just like, it was crazy. Like I was Miss Freshman, Miss Sophomore, Miss Junior, Prom Queen, Prom Princess, like Miss Band. That was like, you know, and so like it followed me. So everything in my life was just like everybody felt entitled. So for me, like my baby was like, this is me. I felt like Michael Jackson, like I'm putting the sheet over him, like the whole 9 yards. But even to this day, I rarely.
But that's how I think when you that like, especially when you that popular, right? I think you find you have something like that.
Yeah.
I think people think because you're popular that you like to announce everything, but that might not be how you move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody the other day, you know, Drake Pusha T thing, and somehow he said he had a baby or whatever. And I'm like, he's popular. He that popular. Like,
he don't want.
He
just want to tell the whole world. Like, come on.
I mean, he didn't do how he wanted to do it because of what happened, but I mean, I don't care if he told me. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. People feel entitled. People really feel. That's one thing I've learned. Even now, like people legit feel entitled. They really do. But I'm the one that I be just telling people like, you ain't. But yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like even with him now, like that's my baby. But I rarely, you know, every blue moon I will post my son, but I don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like I need to.
Yeah.
I don't need. That's just my baby. That's my private pussy. That's like my baby.
No, man. I mean, like I said, brothers might do it. Now, I don't commend them for doing it or like. You know,
Yeah, because
some
some people are comfortable with it. It's nothing wrong with that.
You know
I mean, it's not.
You got family and people that they vlog with their kids all day.
Yeah, see, I ain't got. And see, I know. Let me see. I know I don't have my marbles.
Yeah.
Like you feel me? Like I know my background. So some things I try to be proactive and just keep from. You know, like it's just like I know I'm not gonna place myself in a certain situation or place myself in an environment because I know like the outcome of it. So of course, like anybody that's a parent, like I'm Mama Bear. Like anybody that's a parent, you know, some people can handle it and some people don't mind. Some people don't mind going back and forth, and I don't have time for that because I don't believe in going back and forth. Like I feel like you see what I'm saying. You cross that line, it's just. It's a problem.
Yeah,
It's
ain't gonna talk about
yeah. So it's like I just rather, you know, every now and then I'll post them, and if that, you know, and that's that. And I don't feel like I don't feel like I have to.
But even when you do it, you probably just do it because you want to do it, not like, I'm gonna give y'all something.
Yeah, because I am a mom, so every now and then it's like.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, this is like he's so cool. You know, like this is my baby.
Like
yeah, you know, like here he go, y'all. He getting big. He lost a tooth. Like, so it is like that. But other than that, like I'm real big on privacy. Like I do like my privacy.
Well, I mean, I asked everything I had. I mean, my podcast used to be hours and change at that.
Yeah.
It just flows so well that it feel like I'm looking down at it. It don't feel like
I don't even know
what.
what.
20 something.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But like this, people, I think people gonna like it, and this is gonna be something that anybody don't really know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get familiar with you.
Yeah, definitely.
I want you to kind of get your business website and stuff like that out, just in case people want to know, and then text it to me so I can put in a link.
Oh, okay, cool.
Put in the description for my description box.
Okay, cool, no problem. My business website is www.kdturner, and that's KAYDTURNER.com. On there, I have a contact page, so you can find my contact information as far as my emails. Yeah.
Don't hear it from the club. Just in the club, just go to the website.
Yeah, so everybody that be fake, hit me.
I'm gonna come see you tomorrow.
Right, you know, it's like, oh my God. I'm like, girl, you don't have to say that. But I have a booking page. Like if you go to the top left corner, I have a home page. You can see my hairstyles. I have a booking page. On that page, you can see how you can book and actually book your appointment, make your deposit, because that appointment's not seasoned to you to the deposit. But I also have a bio. I blog every now and then as far as my because I write poetry and sometimes I'll post blue because that's like another child of mine. So every now and then I'll let it be known. Yeah, so right. So it's just my little bubble. But definitely my website, you can find my social medias and stuff. I do have a hair page, KD Styles. My Instagram is KAY. No, that's it. Yeah, they'll add an E to it, add a T. I'm just gonna leave all that off. My Instagram is _KD Turner, KAYDTURNER. That's my Instagram. You can kind of stay updated with me with my Instagram, but if all this fails, definitely go to my website because that's where you can find everything. My coaching, how you can book me for coaching, how you can book me for mentoring. I do take calls. You have to book me for that too. I have to even
book me.
No, it's Thomas May.
That's when you got credentials, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Business school $20,000.
Because I'm really serious about what I do. So really, small talk. I ain't got time. If you want to get somewhere, I can really put you in a position. So I don't really have time to be playing. So whenever you're ready. Yeah, and people don't play about their money. You put money down, that's when I know you serious.
You know what, now I think that's probably why they make you a job like they get you off guard.
No, yeah, and it's just, I'm going back to two-stepping. All right. I don't have time. Like, no. But no, I'm accessible. Like, I'm here. However, it's just, if you're not serious, like, I've worked very hard to get to where I'm at. So, if I'm going to deal with somebody or even coach somebody or mentor anybody, I need you to be serious as well because that's my time. I'm not just doing it just to say, oh, I mentored you or I'm coaching you. So I take everything definitely, everything is serious. So, you know, you put your money where your mouth is, and then you get the ball rolling.
I ain't mad at you. You gotta get it. I don't blame you.
Right.
So, but that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Appreciate the time. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate
really,
you too.
like I said, it's like the third time I've seen you in 10 years. So now I feel like.
Now that's sad. Now you gotta.
It is. I know we live in the same place.
Right.
So
right. And then you talking stuff now. Look at you, all grown up.
Yeah, I got a little goatee now. So
right. That's your hair.
I was been quiet. I always been that way though.
Yeah.
But now I talk. So you know, that's all I got though. I do hope that, you know, if you got anything else coming up, let me know, like any event.
Definitely. I got one tomorrow, actually.
I know, and I was saying, I seen it. I was doing research. I was like, ain't no point in me saying it not coming out until Monday, but.
Yeah, but it will be monthly. It will be monthly. So tomorrow we'll kick off my first ladies' night. We will have that monthly. That is another side thing that we have at my salon. So my salon will be able to host events here. So if anybody's having like a listening party or a book signing, any type of event, you can rent out my salon and it'll be decorated and stuff like that. So that's actually one big perk that I do like about this one and the location.
Real big.
Yes, definitely big and spacious. So tomorrow we will be kicking off ladies' night. We have a DJ.
I wish I should say. I said that's okay. Ladies' night. That's what the question came up of how the salon vibe is.
Like this vibe. The vibe here is different. So definitely I'll be redirected the narrative for every persona, every stereotype for a salon. Like this is a whole nother vibe. So I'm definitely excited to like jumpstart it because, like I said, tomorrow's my first one. So people will kind of get a feel of what I'm bringing and what this one, the purpose for this location and the purpose for this salon is for. So.
Well, let me know if you got any events or the salon or the girl ladies night. Just let me know. I'll share it.
Thank you.
You gotta come back on if you want something else. Let me know.
Thank you.
I'm trying to do my episodes, my podcast, my interviews, make it more personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I appreciate the fact that you said a lot of people don't know about this and you can't hear it. So like, I feel
It's just...
So, thank you, Neil,
no problem.
So, shout out to Neil, you know what I'm saying, for tagging you.
Yeah. That's my boy.
I appreciate that. So that's it, man. I'll put all the links in the description so y'all can go check that out. If you got any questions, hit me up, morettmasters@gmail.com or Facebook page, or text, Snap, Twitter, y'all know how to do it, email. And if they got any questions, I'll let you know. I'll probably do a call or something like that. Alright, More Masters Podcast.
Thank you.
Are you gonna keep that up or you leave it afterwards?
You know what? I used to be real bougie, delete out my life. No, I'm gonna keep it up. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all tomorrow for Ladies Night. I'm so excited.